moving forward, it's important for us to know our power. And so we need to understand that we live in a multidimensional, multi-frequential hall of mirrors. So a lot of your favorite movies, your favorite TV series, your favorite superheroes are showing you who you are. They're showing you your purpose, your journey. See, reality is perfect, and so it's no coincidence that you love the movies you love, that you love the specific superheroes you love. It's showing you who you are, and it's showing you a bit about your abilities, right? You just have to separate the reality from the fiction. And so, to help explain, I'm going to go into a couple of my favorite heroes. And I'm going to explain a little bit about what makes them powerful. My favorite superheroes I have a lot, but my favorite ones have always been Wolverine and Batman. And a lot of people, they see Batman and they don't get it because they're like, he doesn't even have any powers, right? Why do you like Batman so much? But personally, I think Batman is the most powerful. And the reason is because Batman is fearless, right? The thing is, he doesn't have any superpowers. And that makes him a fucking badass, right? He is undoubtedly the most courage out of all of them, because think about it. I don't know if any of y'all watching this have seen Batman vs. Superman, but think about the audacity that Batman has to have. Like, Batman is a psychopath to even consider going against the people he goes against. To even consider to go against Superman, you have to be insane. To be a regular guy and have that kind of audacity, you have to be fearless. And that's where Batman's power is, because Superman isn't fearless. He's powerful, right? It's much as powerful as Superman is. What makes Batman so powerful is his courage. He'll go against all these psychopaths. Batman's the type to go in Arkham Asylum with all the most insane lunatics with no superpowers, right? Get locked in there and be a hero with no powers. Understand you have to be fearless to do that. And also, when you're aligned with that level of fearlessness, that's going to make you the most powerful, right? That's why the Matrix is trying to make people as fearful as possible, because the people at the top know that the fearless ones are the threats, right? That's who they fear. They fear the fearless ones. And that's why Batman is so powerful. In his vulnerability, the fact that he doesn't have any superpowers, right? He can't fly, he can't, right, punch through a wall. His vulnerability makes it so he has to be extremely intelligent, right? So his vulnerability is his superpower. And that's why the Matrix always wants people to not be vulnerable, right? See, because Batman's vulnerable, he knows he has to be brilliant. Where Superman and a lot of these other guys, they don't have to be as smart because, right, they can run as faster than a locomotive, right? Faster than a speeding bullet, right? You don't have to be as smart when you're that powerful. And so this is why I always love Batman. It's because he's a lunatic and he's not afraid of shit. He's just not afraid of shit. And he is, I would say, the most loving, because Batman with no superpowers will go in the deepest darkness. He'll go around the most scariest psychotic villains, and he'll do that for good, right? And you have to have an extreme amount of love for people to put yourself in the deepest darkness, especially when you're such a vulnerable human with no powers, right? And so that's the jewels of Batman. Also, Batman goes in the darkness so he can understand the lunatics, because you have to understand how the darkness works. And that's why Batman puts himself in such darkness, is so he can understand. And also, one thing you can tell about Batman, he's a bit of a lunatic himself, right? He has trauma himself. His parents died. And so that helps him understand the darkness, but without becoming it. And so Batman is kind of like the monster that you need to fight the monsters, right? And so that's what is so powerful about Batman. It's trying to give you the jewels of being courageous. And so your favorite superheroes are showing you who you are, right? If your favorite superhero is Spider-Man, that's showing you who you are. If it's Wonder Woman, if it's, right, whoever it is, and you're all those, right? And your favorite movies are trying to show you about your journey. There's no coincidence. There's no coincidence. You like the things you like for a reason. You're obsessed with the movies you're obsessed with for a reason. It's showing you your purpose. It's showing you your purpose. And that's why it's so important to understand these things, to understand that we live in a multidimensional, multi-frequential hall of mirrors. And your favorite villains are showing you about your dark side, right? And we all have our top favorite superheroes, our top favorite movies, and they're showing you about your power, right? I love Doctor Strange, right? I love Constantine, right? And there's a reason that I love them. I love this dude, but he always calls me in the middle of the video. And so we have to understand that you like who you like and you resonate with who you resonate for a reason. Pay attention to that. Because we all have different abilities. We all have different abilities. And we need to start coming together. We need to start supporting each other and coming together and understanding our abilities. That's why we have to have knowledge of self. Know yourself. Know who you are. You're powerful. And the dark forces don't want you to know your powers. They don't want you to tap into your powers. Right? It's like the X-Men. The X-Men, they had powers, but they had to develop them. Then they went to the academy, right, to help develop their powers. And that's what we have to do. We have to first understand our powers, not be afraid of them, and then learn to develop them more. Because the Matrix wants you to not even know your power. It wants you to think you're weak, you're broken, right? It wants you to hate yourself, just like they did to the X-Men. The X-Men had a lot of insecurities because the society demonized them. And so we need to first accept ourselves, and then we need to understand ourselves, and then develop our abilities more and more, right? Because they're afraid, they're terrified of us knowing ourselves. So know yourself and love yourself. Know your dark side, right? Because we all have one. And you need to know your dark side so it doesn't, because the dark forces are going to try to manipulate that. So you have to be aware of that. And then you also have to integrate it, right? Because nothing's bad. It all serves you. It's just you don't want it to just control you. And that's why you need to be conscious of it and aware of it. That's why shadow work is so important. And then you need to know it because the dark forces are going to try to manipulate you and control you. And so we have to know ourselves. We have to know ourselves as far as the light goes, and we have to know our darkness, right? And accept it all, because that's love. Everything wants love. Everything wants love. The seer what is seen and the act of seeing is one thing. It's all you anyway. And so know your power. Know your abilities. This is real. This is real. But the whole game of the Matrix is for you to think that it's all crazy, right? They want to gaslight you. No. Spiritual reality. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. That's the reality. And you can even look into quantum physics. It says that. But they don't want you to know that, right? Reality is mirroring you. It's showing who you are. Your favorite heroes are who you fucking are. Own that. Accept it. Love it. And thanks everybody for joining me. If you're watching this, I would love for you to go subscribe to my YouTube channel, Lucid Living with Shaman Bates. Follow me on TikTok, Instagram, right? Like and share these videos if you resonate with them, because this is bigger than me. This is about the awakening. And the algorithm don't like the truth. Especially the full truth. They don't want a motherfucker that doesn't give a fuck, that'll just call it all out, right? So, if you resonate with this, I would love for your support. And thank you for watching. I'm going to keep this short because I don't want to ramble on. But I love y'all. Peace out. And I always forget how to turn this shit off.